I had a lot of options on what my first failures of plush tubing was going to be. Ultimately, I decided on something a little more original. Instead of ranting on a certain plush video, I decided to rant on something that is more important. The people who make these plush videos. Yup, the plush tubing community. It's been in ruin since around mid to late 2019, and it's gotten progressively worse, although it has been improving. But what I'm here to focus on are the popular plush tubers, mainly because they're not very good. I'm not being a hypocrite, but I do think that some popular plush tubers are pretty bad. But I'm here to focus on 4 primarily: SML, Super Mario Richie, Crazy Mario Bros, and Awesome Mario Bros. 2 of these guys I've already talked about before, and 2 of them I'm going to talk about for the first time. But for now, let's start with Logan. He's probably the most popular plush tuber that I know, and, well, heck, he probably is, with his whopping couple million subscribers. Yep. But his content has 3 main problems. First of all, the human puppets. Yes, I get it, the cease and desist letter happened. But is Logan seriously not going to update these designs? People have already talked about how they don't like them, and myself included. But Logan himself has even said that he doesn't like the puppets and wants to change the designs. I mean, it's not like his content's good, but I would at least like it to be somewhat pleasant to look at. The second one is the biggest one, which is the pacing problems. Seriously, some of these videos can go on for like 15 minutes, but the plot only either happens like at the beginning, or it doesn't even come into the very end. But that lies my main problem with Logan. And, well, the other one is going to have a whole nother failures of plush tubing about, so I won't be mentioning here. Richie is a more story-based plush channel, and I'd like to see another one of them. Because story-based plush tubing is something I'm a fan of, but Richie is something I'm not a fan of. His content can be good, like with the Zombie Apocalypse series and some of his one-off videos, but Path of Psycho Season 1 primarily, and Thug Life, left a bad taste in my mouth. Doesn't help that most of these series are on his second channel, SMR Stories, which is going to be on my worst plush tubers list. Spoilers, by the way. But then there's Awesome and Crazy, who practically feel like the same plush channels. I'm not joking. I think Crazy's better by a little margin, but Awesome and Crazy, nonetheless, still feel like the same exact channels. Same character archetypes, same plots and stories, and heck, some of them even have the same jokes. There's similarities, and then there's just straight up copying. And at this point, I've watched both of them extensively throughout the making of this video, and I don't even know who's copying who, or if this is just a big, gigantic coincidence. Probably neither, considering the plush tubing community is really all over the place right now. But there actually are some popular plush tubers that are actually good. Take Cable 10 or Chaos Emerald Star. Couple thousand subscribers each, and they're all pretty good. Chaos Emerald Star especially is really good, considering his content is, well, not only long most of the time, but also has good stories, characters, and writing. It's just a shame that he doesn't really upload that much. Cable 10 is more of an SML parody channel, but he's actually able to make better content than SML themselves. He's the only person that's able to make the human puppets not look horrendous, and by my standards, that is a huge accomplishment. So with all things plush tubing, there are some upsides. It's just that they're really minor compared to most popular plush tubers. I'm not going to say that every single popular plush tuber is garbage. Far from it. Like I said, Cable 10, Chaos Emerald Star, Luigi Fan, they're all good. It's just the more and more popular ones tend to get the worst. Let's take Richie and Crazy. I mean, they're not the most popular plush tubers, and they're far from the worst. But then there's Logan, who is the most popular plush tuber, and we'll get to him in another Failures of Plush Tubing episode. So here lies my point. The more popular the plush tuber, the worse they progressively get. Again, there are some exceptions, like I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, but it's still an overall pretty standard rule. And And I think most small plush tubers can be really, really good. I'm not gonna make a whole successes of plush tubing episode about them. I mean, I might. I'm not really sure though. There's not a lot to talk about them, and I haven't seen a lot of them. But anyway, there's also another thing about popular plush tubers that kind of makes them worse. Most of them have upload schedules. I've already said that Logan's upload schedule practically ruined his entire YouTube career, but Richie and Crazy, from what I know, also have pretty consistent upload schedules. And while it's impressive for Richie in particular, for him coming up with these big grand stories, like I've already mentioned, those stories can either be pretty boring like Path of the Psycho and Thug Life, or just inconsistent like Zombie Apocalypse Season 2. And even if Awesome doesn't have one, he's still so similar to Crazy that he might as well have. I haven't really watched that much Awesome Mario Bros. Oh yeah, speaking of Crazy, most of his content nowadays is pretty dry. There's some original videos in there, but most of it is just character archetype or random shenanigans. Seriously, not enough stuff happens in some of these Crazy videos. But with Logan in particular, oh boy, there's so many problems. I can probably make an entire failures of plush tubing episode about him. Although that would be a bit redundant since everyone and their grandma is already ranting on SML at this point. Anyway, that's gonna be me for the video. Sorry this video was a bit short. I just didn't have a lot to say. But for now, I am Mario Bros. J, and I will see you in the next video.